everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. I'm here to do the first lift and sketch for 2017. We are doing a scrap lift today, and you would have just seen the scrap lift just a moment ago. I just want to show you kind of my thought process through this before I get you on fast forward. I've got my pieces already figured out. I'm going to use the Fancy Pants Office Suite, and this one is called Inspiration Board. It's this really pretty teal. And then I'm going to back it up with the Cocoa Vanilla Hello Lovely. And this piece is called Confetti. So I'm going to use both sides of it. This is the one side, and then if you flip it over, you've got this really fun chevron. And I'm just going to take the scrap lift by the design of the pattern paper, and the rest of it I'm not really sure if I'll follow it or not, but that's kind of what it looks like if you can picture it like that. I like it, but what I think I'm actually going to do is rotate it so that it comes out like this. I think that's really pretty and definitely something I could work with on a layout that is a little bit more my style. This is the one thing I really love about doing these lift and sketches with Rachel, is we have very different takes and styles, and so every other month we rotate. Like this month I picked the sketch and she's picked the scrap lift, and in February it'll be rotated. So it's really fun, and you get these neat collections and these neat layouts created because we're challenging each other. So that's one thing I really love about this series that I do with her. So that's the basis of my layout, simple enough. But what I also want to incorporate is the fact that I am in the process of re-scrapping. I know I've probably lost a few people, but it's just the way my brain works. And I've got two layouts here that I'm kind of considering maybe being used on with the paper I've already chosen. So I have this one. The reason why I'm re-scrapping is it's too minimalist, too much white space. I created it for a minimalist Thursday layout on my Spiegel Mom Scraps that I do for her. And don't get me wrong, I like my layout. I think it's pretty, but it's a little too minimalist for me. So I'm just going to kind of take the same design from it and just add pattern paper. I'm just not sure how I want to go about it. So this is my one option. And my other one is from the layout I created for an Obsessed episode where we were using the Dear Lizzie collection. And I don't even remember what this collection is called, so I am sorry. But again, it's not that I hate the layout. I think it's got some good design principles to it, but it's the mixture of pattern paper that we chose together. It's the way I utilize them. So it's not the pattern papers. Obviously, they'll work well together. They're a collection, but I didn't utilize them to the correct potential, so I don't like the way it looks. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but those are my two options that I'm playing off of that I'm going to use instead of using a new photo, because I wasn't really sure what photo I wanted to use today. So I'm going to get you on fast forward and we'll see what I can create. Okay. So the nice thing is, because this is the layout I'm choosing to re-scrap here, the idea on the design of the layout comes together so quickly. And again, remember, this is a scrap lift, so I took the idea of the multiple pattern papers and how they were layered, and then the rest of the lift I kind of just put to the side to create my own thing, so that I was able to use the photos to the way I would like them to appear on my layout. So taking apart this layout was quite simple, actually. There was some tissue paper, so that was a bit of an issue, but the rest of it did come apart decently enough. Again, it was very minimally embellished, so it was very simple to just undo. I'm going to take away all the pops of yellow. They're not fitting. I don't have yellow anywhere else on my layout now, so I'm just going to take those away and use them on another project for another day. But I'm going to keep the sequence up at the top in the corner and just change one out for enamel dot. And I'm going to just add some other layers here. So the first thing I'm doing is trying to figure out what color I want to use. I want to add a few paper layers behind everything. You can still see the tissue paper popping up just a little bit, but not much. I had this fun scrap that I was thinking about using, and at the back of it is that beautiful cork paper with the hearts, and I had a really hard time covering it up, and I didn't want to, and I kept going back and forth. So what ends up happening though is I'm going to put that to the side and instead try to find another way to combine the pattern papers I had used for the original design. So I'm going to bring back the really pretty light wood grain, and then I'm going to take the teal from the back here, and I'm going to just cut it, and so I have that color to use as well. And you're going to see that. But first, I was playing with the idea of using this beautiful piece of pattern paper. This piece is one of my all-time favorites. I love the colors of it. And I was thinking about trying to do that to help make it pop, but with Jackson being in that blue, that navy blue, it just wasn't really working. The colors were clashing just a little too much for my liking. So I'm changing my mind, but I wanted to keep that in so you can see that that's what my starting point was. So cut out the back, like I said, so I could use the teal. I just ripped the sides of that paper so that there's a little bit more texture to it, and then again the wood grain. So now everything is tying in to my liking and how I'd like it to look. I'm going to add my title, and I decided to use the title "This Is Us." I thought it was a little bit more fitting and kind of a funner type title to use than Family Moments, and I'll just use those alphas for another layout. That's not a big deal. They're sticky, and I'll just put them back on the paper that they came from. And I'm thinking that I want to do my journaling underneath it, so I'm trying to figure out, I do still want to use the words Family Moments. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put it, and in the end it's going to go right down by that little piece of chipboard there that says "Hello Little One." And then I'm just going to add a few other little tiny embellishments. Nothing, it's still quite simply embellished, but it's just more to than what there used to be. And with that, it's going to basically wrap up my layout. I add a few little tags for some dimension, and that's about it. You'll see my journaling at the end as well. Please don't forget to go check out Rachel's take. I believe she actually posted this a week earlier than me. I think I might be off schedule here, but I hope you have enjoyed this, and we will be back in 2 weeks with our last episode for January. Thanks, everyone. Bye.